Yes, now, bless now, don't forget the rest now. There's Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. That's KOTP That's DEZ at KOTP Yes, now, we're learning about Iron Maiden, yeah? We've done a little commentary, a little reaction series on the first two albums as of now. Alright? Now, don't get me wrong, let me have a think. Yeah, I think we've finished Killers now. If I haven't, who cares? I'm doing the early history, and then we're going to go into the first album. We're going to learn a little bit, yeah? So this one goes out to all the Maiden heads out there. I'm stuttering and buttering. I'm tired. I've had a hard day at work. I've been saying that in the past few videos. Life don't get easier, people. Life just gets harder and harder, and then you bloody die. So, Iron Maiden. Class is in session. Let's see what we can find out. Let's see if there's any interesting room for discussion. And we'll go from there. First and foremost, we've got the image here at the side. We've got 6 individuals within the band. You don't see that often in metal music, eh? 6 heads, well, you might do in like power metal and like synth-driven metal music where you might have an additional member of the band. But generally speaking, I rarely see 6 members of a band on stage. That's like Slipknot to me. Iron Maiden are an English heavy metal band formed in Leighton, East London. Shout out to the English out there. Come on now. We do the best metal. We do the best music. It can't be helped. Can't be helped. In 1975 by bassist and primary songwriter Steve Harris. So I didn't know that. I don't know anything about Maiden really. So Steve Harris starting the band is cool to me. Although fluid in the early years of the band, the lineup for most of the band's history has consisted of Harris, Bruce Dickinson, Nico McBrain, and guitarist Dave Murray, Adrian Smith, and Yannick Gers. My man Yannick, or Yannick perhaps, gets no respect. Not off of me, but generally speaking, guitarists always refer to Dave Murray and Adrian Smith. Always. As pioneers of the new wave of British heavy metal and Wobben movement, Iron Maiden released a series of UK and US platinum and gold albums, including 80's debut album, 1981's Killers, 82's The Number of the Beast. Have you seen how prolific this band was? You don't get that in metal music now. Waiting about 18 years for a record. Maiden knew what they were doing. His first album with Bruce Dickinson, The Number of the Beast, who replaced Paul Di'Anno as lead singer. So that's mad. So I've got The Number of the Beast coming up. The third album. These epic metal bands always hit it out of the park with the third album. Who replaced Paul Di'Anno as lead singer. Respect to Paul, he did a good job in my opinion. The addition of Dickinson was a turning point in their career, establishing them as one of heavy metal's most important artists. The Number of the Beast is among the most popular heavy metal albums of all time, having almost sold 20 million copies worldwide. Jeez. After some turbulence in the 90s, the return of lead vocalist Bruce Dickinson and guitarist Adrian Smith in 1999 saw the band undergo a resurgence in popularity with a series of new albums and highly successful tours. Their 3 most recent albums, The Final Frontier in 2010, The Book of Souls in 2015 and Senjutsu in 2021, have all reached number 1 in more than 20 countries. Maiden have sold over 130 million copies of their album worldwide and have obtained over 600 certifications. Are they plaques, basically, certifications? That is crazy. That is crazy. To put a long story short, you know what? We'll do another video on certifications because that's actually quite interesting. Like the plaques you receive when you sell so many in the diamond and gold and, you know, the platinum, and how it relates to nowadays, because obviously people aren't really buying records like they used to, so you can get plaques and certifications via streams now. It counts as sales. Right, the band and its members have received multiple industry awards, including the Grammys, Brit Awards, Silver Clef Award, Northern Robins Award, Ivor Novello. I don't know the Silver Clef or Northern Robin, but the Ivor Novello is Songwriting Award, Juno Awards, and Guinness Book of World Records. The band are also part of a permanent exhibitions of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, British Music Experience, Rock in Rio Hall of Fame, and Wacken Open Air Hall of Fame. 2023, Maiden were honoured by Royal Mail with a dedicated postal stamps and cards. Business with the Royal Mail, that's crazy, that, innit? Band have released 41 albums, including 17 studio albums. 41 albums? What? 41 albums, including 17 studio albums, 13 live albums, 4 EPs, and 7 compilations. I don't know if we can count EPs and compilations, to be honest. 17 studio albums is an absolutely brilliant effort, isn't it? They have also released 47 singles and 20 video albums? What? And 2 video games. Iron Maiden's lyrics cover topics such as history, literature, war, mythology, society, and religion. As of October 2019, the band have played some 2,500 live shows. For over 40 years, the band have featured their signature mascot Eddie on the covers of almost all of their releases. I wonder which albums don't feature Eddie. Iron Maiden have become one of the most influential and revered rock bands of all time. We've got quite a few past members, to be fair, there. I mean, it's to be understood, but... Right, early years. Maiden were formed on Christmas Day. How do we know they were formed on Christmas Day? What established them as a band? That's what I want to know. By Steve Harris shortly after he left his previous group Smiler. Harris attributed the band's name to a film adaptation of The Man in the Iron Mask from the novel Alexander Dumas, as the title reminded him of the Iron Maiden torture device. They originally used the name Ash Mountain. Ash Mountain. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they would have gone as far with the name Ash Mountain? But most of the band members preferred the name Iron Maiden. After months of rehearsal, Iron Maiden made their debut at St Nick's Hall in Poplar at the 1st of May 76, before taking up a semi-residency at the Cart and Horses pub in Maryland's Stratford. The original lineup was short-lived, with vocalist Paul Day being the first to go. Let's see what happened to Paul Day. He's a video producer and a designer. Recently, he's reported to live in Newcastle. Being the first to go, as according to Harris, he lacked energy or charisma on stage. He was replaced by Dennis Wilcock, a Kiss fan who used makeup and fake blood during live performances. Wilcock's friend and guitarist Dave Murray was invited to join, much to the dismay of the band's guitarist Dave Sullivan and Terry Rance. I wonder why. There might have been jelly. There might have been jelly people. Their frustration led Harris to temporarily disband Iron Maiden in 76, but the group reformed soon after, with Murray as the sole guitarist. Harris and Murray remained the band's longest serving members and have performed on all of their releases. That's got to be respected. Iron Maiden recruited another guitarist in 77, Bob Sawyer, who was sacked for embarrassing the band on stage by pretending to play guitar with his teeth. That's crazy. Tension ensued again, causing a rift between Murray and Wilcock, who convinced Harris to fire Murray, as well as original drummer Ron Matthews. A new lineup was put together, including future Cutting Crew member Tony Moore on keyboards, Terry Wappram on guitar, and drummer Barry Purkis, better known as Thunderstick. After a single gig with the band in 78, Moore was asked to leave as Harris decided keyboards did not suit the band's sound. They weren't messing about. They were doing a few tests back in the day to make sure we're going to be the best metal band of all time. Dave Murray rejoined in late March 78. Who do you think's bigger, Iron Maiden or Slipknot? Who do you think? Dave Murray rejoined in late March 78, and when Terry Wappram disapproved, he was sacked. A few weeks later, Dennis Wilcock decided to leave Iron Maiden to form his own band V1, with Wappram and drummer Barry Purkis also left. Doug Sampson was at Dennis's for the CSS gig and joined the band afterwards. Meep. Harris, Murray and Sampson spent the summer and autumn of 78 rehearsing while they searched for a singer to complete the band's new lineup. A chance meeting at the Red Lion, a pub... There's so many Red Lions in England. A pub in Leytonstone in November 78 evolved into a successful audition for vocalist Paul Di'Anno. Steve Harris said there's sort of a quality in Paul's voice, a raspiness in his voice, or whatever you want to call it, that just gave it this great edge. At this time, Murray would typically act as their sole guitarist, with Harris commenting, Davey was so good he could do a lot of it on his own. The plan was always to get a second guitarist in, but finding one that could match Davey was really difficult. There we go. So then moving on, we got the record contract and early releases. So we've got a bit of info on the record contract. That's going to be proper cool. Labels that have been associated with EMI, Parlophone, BMG, UME, Sanctuary, Legacy, Columbia, Portrait, CMC, Epic, Capital and Harvest. Right, we'll leave that at that. So next we're going to move on a little bit of a factoid in regards to the record contract. And we're going to have a little look into Iron Maiden, the album. Alright, so I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.